Alright, so today I'm going to be showing you guys some really simple ways that you can make your Windows 11 PC a lot quicker. So one of the first ways is to simply disable some of the startup apps that you may have that can likely be slowing down your computer. So to access this, all you have to do is press Control, Shift, Escape, and it'll open up this window. Then from here, we're going to want to go to Startup Apps. We're going to click this right here, and then we can see which ones are actually involved in startup. So we can see the status. Anyone that says enabled basically starts up when we start up our computer. So the startup impact, it says not measured. It doesn't really say anything about it. But for instance, I have Beacon and ExpressVPN that I really don't need starting up at the first time that I start up my computer. Is just not necessary for me. I don't use my VPN 24/7 here, and I don't use my mic 24/7. So I can disable these. You can go through all of these, and by simply clicking on them and clicking enable or disable, you can choose whether or not they start up when you start up your PC. And by disabling them, you ensure that they're not starting up, which in turn helps speed up your computer. Now, on to the second one. So for the second one, you're going to want to press the Windows button and I. By pressing this, it'll open up your settings bar, and you're going to want to go to System Settings. From here, we're going to want to go to Storage, and we're going to be deleting some of the temporary files that we don't necessarily need. A lot of the time, our PC might have some extra files stored that aren't necessary, which in turn can be slowing us down without us even realizing it. So for instance, we can see how much I have free. We can see the installed apps, documents, other, desktop, and temporary files. What we're going to focus on here is temporary files. So you can click this and basically say remove files and continue, or clean up, depending on what you'd prefer to do. You can also do clean up system files, which both operate the same way. So there's downloads and this, and we can also click remove, continue, and then we can go back to storage. And from here, you can also play around with other things if you like, but the temporary files are the easiest way to free up some space and make sure that you're not losing stuff that you may necessarily need, because temporary files are typically not something that you need. It's stuff that is just there temporarily. As you can see here, 82.5 megabytes, that's just not necessary. Now onto the third one. Next, you're going to want to scroll down to your start bar or your little search bar and type in the word adjust. You're going to want to find in the control panel, adjust the appearance and performance. You're going to want to click that. Now, once we're here, we're going to want to click basically to adjust for best performance, not appearance, and not let Windows choose what's best for my computer. By doing this, we ensure that it's as fast as possible and not going strictly for appearance. We're focusing on performance to ensure that our computer is faster. And lastly, we're going to go to settings again. Let's go back to settings. We're going to try to find our apps section, which is right here. We're going to want to go to installed apps. And then from here, we can adjust and see which ones are either taking up space, so we can free up space by deleting them individually. We can click these three dots, and we can do uninstall for the ones that are taking up way too much space. That in and of itself would help us speed up our PC. As well as finding apps that we perhaps don't need running in the background. So for instance, if we didn't think we needed Clipchamp in the background, we can click it, go to Advanced Options, and then from here we can see all of the permissions, we can see the background permissions, and this is the important one. So if we don't want these things running in the background while we're using them and maybe in a different application, we can go ahead, instead of Power Optimize, which is recommended to let this app run in the background, we can adjust it to never. And then this app or any other app would not be running in the background while we have it on. So we can see installed apps once again, and you can do that with any single app that you feel is not necessary. I'm not going to do uninstall, I clicked that accidentally, but anything that you wouldn't want running in the background that you see might be doing that. So you would simply just go to Advanced Options, and once again from there you can make a decision of whether or not you want to give it the background app permission. So that's about it. After doing all of this, I'd recommend restarting your computer. That way it can, all the changes can take place and you'll probably feel a performance difference. So hopefully this video was helpful. If it was, please like and subscribe, and have a nice day.